Welcome to another challenge. In the last video, we used only basic tier dice to beat the game. Today is a little different. In this challenge, we're going to beat the game using the 7 starting dice from Lisver's hand. No adding or removing dice. I have 2 attack, 2 block, 2 boost, and 1 heal to work for the whole game. So I jumped right in and killed this fly, as is usual with these challenges. The very first reward was a choice to discard a die or draft a new one to my hand. Unfortunately, both options are off limits for me, forcing me to skip. The floor 2 reward was slightly more helpful, but I now understand that increasing my max HP will be the best I can get until floor 5 gives me silver. Well, almost. The event floor gives me the melting knife relic. It's a bit of a trade-off, which lowers defense, but I lean more towards aggression naturally. Over the next few floors, I made quite a few controversial decisions. First, on floor 5, I choose to upgrade both boost. With a deck as large as mine, I need to be flexible for whatever dice came out of my bag. And with Melting Knife, my attack dice were already boosted, and the block dice wouldn't benefit much from the upgrade anyway. Then, on floor 6, I chose the Toxic Cloud over the Heroic Backpack. In hindsight, the backpack would have helped me deal with my large starting deck, but at the time I was concerned with the multi-attack grub causing me grief at a later floor. Finally, the floor 7 reward offered me the Flash Moth. Normally I'd be all over that flash, but I chose Hollow instead to help me play more dice and potentially manage my oversized deck a bit better. I do end up getting Flash on my attack die later on floor 11, and it is quite powerful. One thing I've noticed from new players is a complaint that this game is too RNG heavy and arbitrarily ends runs if you don't get the right dice or the right relics or the right rolls. While I'll admit there is a lot of luck involved, the game's core mechanic is rolling fake dice after all. The game checks a lot of boxes for a roguelike and a turn-based strategy game. Your initial roll in a floor is 5 dice. In order to limit some of the RNG, a good strategy is to discard down to 5 so you know you'll always draw your strongest dice. Although this strategy isn't an option for me on this challenge. Secondly, even when you roll 5 or 6 dice, you can only play 3 of them, so adding Hollow to your dice allows you to circumvent that limitation. The heavy property is a slightly weaker alternative to do the same thing. The floor rewards are all very deterministic, and at this point most of the RNG has been removed as to what floors will give you what rewards. You know you'll get an event before floor 5. You know what type of rewards you will get from floors 5 through 7. For this challenge, I know that certain floors will only give me add or discard dice rewards, or will give me health related rewards. The add 3 max HP is the better long-term benefit, so I do my best to max the single-use heal to get to full health at the end of floors. From a genre perspective, many roguelikes include game design choices that escalate fights and prevent players from stalling. Aside from the starting heal die being glass, this game is not shy about giving you infinite health, but understanding the genre helps you form a better strategy. The goal is to kill enemies and clear floors. Block dice do not help you on either counts, but attack does. By attacking and eliminating enemies that can attack you, attack dice help protect you from damage too, and help you achieve your goals. You should favor attack over block. So yes, we've seen a huge dependence on RNG for the crazy challenge runs or insane speed runs, but at this point, I've beaten the game with no relics, beaten it without healing at all, and beaten it without upgrading my dice for big rolls. Luck plays a part, but knowledge of the game's systems and a good strategy takes that luck to the scorpion and shoves it up its rider on any run. Floor 12 was a game changer. The mark of the chosen relic always is. It has no downside, but the fact that it only activates when the board has a single die changes the way you play. And with Mark, flash dice become very powerful. My dice and my relics were working together. The only thing left to fight was the size of my deck. And the enemies. This was by no means a cakewalk. The very next floor proved that I still had to play smart and avoid damage. I didn't always draw my strong flash attack, and had to play flexibly the best way I could. The Mimic and Beetle were not a combination to be trifled with, but I was able to take down the Beetle with limited attacks, and then focus on the Mimic. The next event floor was a bit risky, but I put my best odds out there. My 2 attack dice each had a 1 in 6 chance to roll a 2 and cost me health, but had a much greater chance to roll a combined 7 or higher. I luckily passed the event and was rewarded with Nightmare Plasma, a very lovely relic, but not a complete game changer. Floor 19 was great. I took great pleasure in showing the collector all the very rare dice I had not collected at all. I decided to show him the rare dice that every single run ever starts with, and he was happy enough with that to give me a relic. The boss fight. The Scorpion and Rider are very imposing. The music is hectic. The attacks are big and unpredictable. And if you use the stun mechanic, he comes back with a boost and escalates his attacks. Many a frog has died to him, and many a challenge has ended here in tears. I don't mean to teach the boss strategy of just use Mark, but I had it, so that's what I used, and I killed the Scorpion with the dice that Lisver started with. I recommend this challenge. I think it's quite approachable. Let me know if you were able to beat the game with 2 attack, 2 block, 2 boost, and 1 glass heal, and I'll see you at the next challenge.